Okay, hello YouTube. First thing you might notice is up here, we're actually back to where we started the last video. That's probably actually going to happen in the next video as well, because when I came to leave it, here you go again, for some reason I can't leave the game for the Space Center. So, effectively, we're actually not really going to make any progress today, but that's okay, because I wasn't really going to make a video anyway. In a little while, I've got the fiancé has got her maid of honour coming round, and they're going to be talking wedding stuff, and they don't like me sitting in here talking to myself. They think it's creepy. So that's fine. This isn't officially going to be a Let's Play, however, I'm going to chapter it in as the episodes just to keep things neat and tidy. The reason why I changed my mind about doing the video today is because something has happened in the world of science that cannot be ignored, and whilst we're in this sort of sciencey vein game, I think it really needs talking about. Before I do that though, happy 4th of July to our American viewers, to our American cousins. Congratulations, good game, good game. But the thing that I want to talk about is the discovery of, well, the potential discovery of the Boson Higgs particle. Now, I didn't really know a lot about this until today, but I have watched enough Big Bang Theory to realise that this is a big deal. So I did a little bit of reading up on it and a little bit of research, and tried to get to the bottom of why it's such a big deal. So I'm going to talk about that over the next 8 minutes. But first of all, a disclaimer. Number one, I am not a physicist. I'm a technologist and I'm a technician, but I'm not a physicist. So what I've read and researched today, I might have got wrong, but this is the best interpretation. So if you are a physicist, or you do understand this better than I do, then please pop in the comments below and correct me wherever necessary. But also, you know, I do your research if you're trying to use this for any sort of science project. In fact, actually, you know what? Take a look at my tag name. The fact that I'm called Knee High Hobo probably should be a warning to whether or not you trust what I'm about to tell you. Okay, so I've got 2 pages of notes here, though a lot of it is the history of Professor Higgs. So we're going to be skipping through it pretty quickly. So this has been found, believed to be found, if it's true, and because that's the jury's still out on that one, in the Hadron Collider, which of course is in Geneva. So why is this such a big deal? So as much as Newton sitting under the apple tree and being hit, people understood that things moved. What goes up must come down, but they didn't understand why. They didn't understand this invisible force of gravity acting upon objects to drag them down to the earth, and that's what Newton explained. He could only ever prove it with the physical objects physical objects dropping from the sky and this sort of gravitational field that a planet has, but he could never show you the actual field itself, much like you can't see sound and you can't see light. All you can see is what light reflects off. If you could see light, you would see nothing else, and if you could hear down to the most minutest sound, all you'd hear is air rushing through your ears. So, you know, we've struck a bit of a balance with it. And likewise, our bodies have become adapted to live in this 1G environment that we're in now. Okay, so the boson Higgs explains why atoms have mass. And in a sort of bit of a flippant way, that boson Higgs is its own gravitational field towards atoms that make structures up and particles. But what it also explains is that it comes along with super partners. So let me just read this out near enough word for word. So particles themselves are massless. Particle mass comes from the Higgs mechanism, and Higgs mechanism comes from the Higgs field, and the Higgs field creates Higgs bosons. And the reason why it's taken so long and this super collider to do it, to find them, is because it takes a lot of energy. In fact, I think, roughly reading on it, it was never said, but it looks like it may be a sort of nuclear fusion, atom splitting machine sort of effect. But again, like I say, I don't know, I'm just interpreting. And this in turn may, due to the formulas, if this is right, the formulas don't quite add up correctly. So this then would suggest the presence of tachyons. Now, a tachyon is a particle that travels faster than light, which Einstein's theory of relativity says that that is perfectly conceivable. It's so if we can find this, and this thing is travelling faster than light, then that means that most likely the three dimensions that we live in aren't the only three. So we haven't just got sight, smell, and hearing. We've also got taste and touch as well. So it's that sort of thing. So it will open up a possibility of all these new dimensions, and I don't know, again, this wasn't said, but this might be what they're talking about with wormholes and the Higgs Boson Collider being the first, be able to create a wormhole and become a time machine. Again, I'm speculating, so don't take that for gospel. It would be nice, though. Sorry, doesn't have... yeah, the other thing about tachyon as well, it doesn't have to accelerate to light speed. It will always be faster than light to its terminal velocity. It will always be travelling that speed. So, I mean, that in itself is a very odd, peculiar for anything, really, not having to accelerate, but being able to jump almost from point to point. This is sort of talking about now teleportation. But instantaneous teleportation. Again, my interpretation, not a scientific one, but how it read to me. And this, but the mass of the tachyon would be a imaginary number, and that is a negative square root. So if a tachyon does exist, then it's going to have some very, very strange properties, and it's going to give scientists a lot to think about. But it will also open up this whole world of possibilities and colours and all sorts of crazy, crazy things. So, sorry, I'm just reading through my notes here just to see where I've got to. Would explain. Excuse me. No, I'm actually struggling to read my own writing now. Yeah, so effectively, by proving that, you're proving the first step, or providing some quite valuable information to, again, going back to the Big Bang Theory, string theory and F theory, well, string theory and F theory are the same things, but the definition of string theory is effectively the science of everything. So it's some pretty exciting stuff going on with it. But yeah, I thought it was worth just a quick video by itself. So yeah, I've also had some great comments and suggestions about what to do with Kerbal Space Program. So I'll be taking those on board, and next time, provided that nothing major goes on, like a wormhole opens up and Martians attack us and all they want is our asses, normal chaotic proceedings will be resumed, and this will be travelling to a lunar orbit, and then I think we're going to try and return it, and possibly after that be seeing the return of the Beta 5, which has been dubbed, originally was suggested to be dubbed Bug Catcher, to which I was going to launch it into an orbit and call it Bug Eye. But I think somebody suggested building something of a moon base. I think it has a moon base-esque quality. So I think we're going to try and pop that down on the Mun and set away the netting section of it and recover the command module and the capsule and just leave the rest of it on the Mun. In which case we're going to refer to the rocket as Beta 5 and the shrouding net round the top of it shall be Bug Base 1. So that's about all the time that I have this afternoon. Thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you've enjoyed it. Check out my other videos and check out my welcome video to see what other games I have to play. My name's Neat High Hobo. Thank you very much. I will see you next time.